Okay, so today we're going to be taking a deep dive into a pretty heavy topic, but it's one that I think really deserves our attention. That's student suicides in India. The thing that really jumped out at me from this YouTube video was it said that a student in India takes their own life every 42 minutes. That's 34 students every single day. It's like a mind-boggling number. And today we're going to kind of explore the insights that this software engineer who created the video has to offer.
Yeah, it's interesting that he chose to share his personal story along with these pretty grim statistics. He reveals that 13,000 students in India committed suicide in 2021 alone. I mean, it makes you wonder what's driving this crisis.
Right. Yeah, it's truly heartbreaking, and he doesn't shy away from kind of pointing fingers at the immense pressure, the pressure surrounding those huge competitive exams in India, like the IIT, JG, and NEET. He argues that these exams, they become these all-consuming goals for students, and sometimes they almost eclipse everything else in their lives.
Yeah, that's a good point. It really highlights that pressure cooker environment that so many students find themselves in. Those exams are often viewed as the single gateway to a good life, a successful career, financial security, even respect within the community. So I guess it's no wonder that some students feel like they're, you know, carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders.
Yeah, for sure. And this creator, uh, he actually chose a different path, right? He focused on his passion for computer science,
Yeah.
but instead of going the traditional route, he just kind of dove headfirst into freelancing. So is he suggesting that there are other ways to build a fulfilling, successful career, like outside of these high pressure exams?
It seems that way. He challenges that idea that there's only one right path to success. It makes you think about your own journey. Are you chasing certain goals because they genuinely light you up inside? Or are you more driven by external pressures, maybe expectations from your family or society in general?
Hmm. I love that he brings up this kind of irony about the education system itself. He says that excelling in physics, chemistry, and math is basically mandatory. Like if
Yeah.
you even want to get into a computer science program, but then once you're in, those subjects aren't even that relevant to the actual work. It's almost like this bait and switch, right?
Hmm.
So do you think that could this disconnect maybe be adding to the pressure students already feel?
Yeah, I mean, it's a valid point. He argues that this focus on rote learning for these incredibly difficult exams, that it might actually be stifling creativity and even practical problem solving skills. And even within computer science, he kind of takes aim at the competitive programming scene. He says that while it's good for honing your algorithmic thinking, it doesn't necessarily translate to real world job skills.
So is he saying that students are spending all this time and energy mastering something that might not even be useful when they actually get into the workforce?
Yeah. He seems to think so, and it's interesting because he actually offers up an alternative. He advocates for building a portfolio of practical projects,
Yeah.
focusing on real world problem solving. He believes that this approach actually leads to greater job satisfaction and a more fulfilling career overall.
Okay, so let's unpack this a little further. He seems to be suggesting that that passion should be like the driving force. But I'm curious, is that always the best advice? Could focusing solely on passion maybe be setting some students up for disappointment, especially if they haven't really considered the practical realities of the job market?
That's a valid concern. While passion is definitely important, it needs to be balanced with with practical considerations. It's about finding that sweet spot
Yeah.
where your interests align with marketable skills, and that's where things get interesting. He starts talking about a specific programming language.
Right, Colin. I was wondering when we get to that. He seems pretty passionate about this language. What's the deal with Kotlin? Why does he think it's so important?
Multi-purpose language, and he suggests that learning it could be more beneficial than spending all your time on on competitive programming. It sounds like he's advocating for a broader skill set, like equipping students with the tools to tackle a wider range of challenges.
So is he saying ditch the algorithms and go all in on Kotlin? Is that the magic solution here?
He's not necessarily saying to abandon algorithms altogether,
Right.
but rather to explore a more balanced approach. He sees Kotlin as a valuable tool that can open doors to a variety of career paths, especially in today's today's rapidly evolving tech landscape. He even goes so far as to say that if you're interested in computer science and
Okay.
you're willing to put in the effort, learning Kotlin can like transform your interest into a tangible skill set.
It's interesting that he's highlighting a language that might not be, as widely known as, say, Python or Java. Is he trying to push people towards something new and different?
Stability and staying ahead of the curve. He believes that embracing new technologies, like Kotlin, it can give you an edge in the job market. It's about being open to new possibilities and continuously learning and growing.
So what does all this mean for for someone listening right now? Are we saying that everyone should just drop everything and learn Kotlin?
Not necessarily. I think the bigger takeaway here is to think critically about the skills you're developing, and how they align with your goals and interests. Are you chasing prestige, or are you pursuing something that genuinely excites you? And are you equipping yourself with the tools that you need to thrive in a world that's constantly changing? These are the questions this video is prompting us to consider.
I love that. It's not just about, blindly following a prescribed path. It's about forging your own way,
Right.
and figuring out what success truly means for you. Speaking of success, this creator seems to have some pretty strong opinions about what it means to be successful, especially in the in the tech world. He doesn't seem to buy into the hype surrounding the IITs and those big tech companies that everyone's always talking about.
That's right. He challenges that conventional narrative of what a successful tech career looks like. He argues that true job satisfaction, it comes from genuine interest and passion for the work itself, not just the paycheck or the prestige.
So what does he think about about those coveted FAANG companies? Is he saying they're all hype?
He's not necessarily dismissing them entirely, but he's urging listeners to to think beyond the hype and consider what truly motivates them. He uses himself as an example. He never went to an IIT or worked for a FAANG company, but he's built a successful career through freelancing.
Yeah, it's refreshing to hear someone challenge that narrative.
Yeah.
Especially with all the pressure that students face.
Yeah.
To land those big name jobs.
He's not saying that those companies don't have talented people, or that there's anything inherently wrong with working there. He just cautions against chasing those opportunities solely for the the prestige or the procession of success.
And so it's more about aligning your career path with your values and passions. He seems to think that skills are more important than credentials.
Yeah, he definitely emphasizes the importance of real-world experience and problem-solving abilities. He argues that, theoretical knowledge alone just isn't enough. He even challenges the idea of competitive programming being like a direct reflection of real-world software engineering skills. He believes that, spending time building real projects is more valuable in the long run.
It's like he's saying, don't just learn for the exam, learn to actually build something.
Yeah.
That really resonates with me. I remember feeling so much more engaged in my computer science classes when we had hands-on projects. It's one thing to understand the theory, but it's another to actually apply it and create something tangible.
Exactly. He's advocating for active learning, not just passive absorption of information. He believes that the best way to learn is to be genuinely curious and to seek out answers to your questions. He even suggests contributing to open source projects as a way to gain practical experience and learn from others.
That's a great point. Contributing to open source projects, it allows you to work on real world problems and collaborate with with experienced developers and build a portfolio of work that showcases your skills. It's a win-win situation.
Absolutely, and he encourages listeners to start developing these skills early on, regardless of their their academic path. He believes that the sooner you start building real world experience, the better equipped you'll be for the job market.
So even if you're not in a computer science program, you can still start learning to code and building projects. What are some concrete skills that he recommends focusing on?
He gives some specific examples like web development, mobile app development and machine learning. These are all areas where the demand for skilled professionals is high. He even suggests a specific programming language to start with.
Kotlin.
There it is again, Kotlin. He seems really convinced that this is the language of the future. He describes it as a versatile language that can be used for a wide range of applications, from web development to Android app development. He even offers a sort of guarantee, saying that if you're interested in computer science and willing to put in the effort, learning Kotlin can transform your interest into a tangible skill set.
It's interesting that he's suggesting a language that might not be as
Yeah.
as well known as some of the more traditional languages, like Python or Java. Is there a reason for that?
He seems to be emphasizing adaptability and embracing new technologies. Kotlin is a relatively new language, and it's gaining popularity pretty quickly. So learning a language like Kotlin, it demonstrates that you're willing to learn and adapt to the ever-changing demands of
the tech industry. So it's not just about learning a specific language. It's about being open to new possibilities and continuously expanding your skill set. It's about being a lifelong learner. Is that what he's getting at?
He definitely emphasizes the importance of lifelong learning. He believes that, even if you're not pursuing a traditional software engineering career, learning to code can still be incredibly valuable. It can open doors to other fields like data science, product management, and even entrepreneurship. He sees coding as a form of empowerment, giving you the ability to create something from nothing.
Yeah.
And solve problems in a tangible way.
It's like learning a new language. It opens up a whole new world of possibility and ways of thinking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he encourages listeners to explore different career options, beyond the traditional 9-to-5 job. He mentions freelancing, content creation, and entrepreneurship as viable alternatives that offer greater flexibility and control over your work. He even uses himself as an example again, highlighting his own success as a freelancer.
Yeah, it's a powerful reminder.
Yeah.
That there's no one-size-fits-all path to success. You can create your own definition of success and build a career that aligns with your values and passions. It's about taking ownership of your journey.
Absolutely, and he wraps up by stressing that the key to success in any field is to identify your passions, develop your skills, and find a way to create value for others. It's a simple yet profound message that resonates with what we've been talking about today.
He seems to be urging listeners to take a step back and ask themselves some tough questions. What are you truly passionate about? What skills do you need to develop to pursue those passions? And how can you use those skills to make a positive impact on the world?
He's challenging the traditional markers of success. The prestigious degrees, the big name companies, and urging listeners to define success on their own terms. He's advocating for a more holistic and fulfilling approach to work in life.
I love that. It's about finding meaning and purpose in your work, not just chasing external validation. And he doesn't shy away from the challenges. He acknowledges that the path might not always be easy, but he believes that with passion, hard work, and a willingness to learn and adapt, anyone can achieve their goals.
He's a real advocate for resilience and self-belief. He believes that you have the power to create your own future, regardless of the obstacles that you might face.
It's inspiring to hear someone speak with such conviction and passion. He clearly believes in the potential of every individual to achieve great things, and he's not just talking about success in the traditional sense. He's talking about finding fulfillment, meaning, and purpose in your work.
Yeah, he's encouraging listeners to think, to think bigger, to dream bigger, and to believe in their ability to make make a difference in the world.
That's a
Yeah.
powerful message, especially in the context of the student suicide crisis we discussed earlier. He's offering a different perspective, a message of hope and possibility. He's saying that
Yeah.
there is another way,
A better way.
a better way.
He's reminding us that success isn't limited to a narrow definition. It's about finding what truly resonates with you, developing your skill,
Right.
and using them to make a positive impact on the world. It's about resilience, adaptability, and a willingness to challenge conventional norms.
And it's about remembering
Yeah.
that your worth isn't defined by external
Yeah,
validation, but
yes.
by your own unique talents, passions,
Yeah.
and contributions.
He wraps up the video by reiterating that the the IITs and FaangX companies, while impressive, are not the only path to a fulfilling career.
It's like he's speaking directly to those students who might be feeling lost or discouraged, reminding them that their worth isn't tied to a single exam or job offer. Yeah, he's reminding them that there's a lot more to life than chasing prestige, and that true fulfillment it comes from pursuing those passions and making a meaningful contribution.
And to achieve something, to make a real difference. It's way more valuable than any prestigious title or hefty paycheck.
He even goes so far as to say that the people who are working at those FAN companies, the ones who are like often seen as the epitome of success, that they're actually sources of inspiration and learning. He views them as mentors, and he acknowledges the value that they bring to the world.
It's interesting how he kind of shifts the perspective, right? Like, instead of viewing them as competition or the ultimate goal, he sees them as potential collaborators and sources of knowledge.
It shows a certain level of maturity and humility, I think. Recognizing that everyone has something to offer, regardless of their position or achievements.
He leaves viewers with this, this really powerful message. Like, if you're passionate about software engineering, and if you're driven to solve those real world problems, there's a place for you in this industry, and that place it might not be the conventional path, but it can be, it can be just as rewarding, if not more so.
Yeah, it's a call to action. It's encouraging listeners to redefine success on their own terms, to carve their own paths, and to embrace the journey. Regardless of the destination. It's about finding your own unique way to contribute and make a difference.
He reminds us that that success isn't a one size fits all concept. It's about aligning your actions with your values, pursuing your passions, and finding fulfillment in the process.
So after diving deep into this video, I think the takeaway is clear. Success isn't about checking off boxes or meeting those external expectations. It's about finding what truly resonates with you, developing your skills, and using them to create to create value in the world. It's about resilience, adaptability, and a willingness to challenge those conventional norms.
And it's about remembering, that your worth it isn't defined by external validation, but by your own unique talents, your passions, and contributions.
Absolutely. So we'll leave you with this final thought. How can you redefine success on your own terms? How can you carve a path that aligns with your unique talents and aspirations? The possibilities are truly endless.